Mama Kwaba Usianfo, aha Nananum TV. Na senene dedika wo hwe ya e be so bomodin na subscribe, like, comment, we are no share. The crack na bomodin na me notification bar no so. So me obi Nananum TV a wo hu adoma miensa bi no wana se be miensa bi no ye ba ku mienu miensa. Dedika no so no mienu so. Obi anu so a da Nananum TV di video betum bia wonya notification say the video abetum. Na the other mo ne say enche bia na United Nations anasa wiasa mansan kabonku afa United Nations a omo nhemudi a afiafi bia omukohia na omukohia so ya de a amama hudu nyina omukohia ohobia no omo amampenifo ekasa na we na Ghana mampeni na na ado danko Akufo Addo ekwa ase bi na bredu so okasa no we na odi tudwa se Africa nyina edumaden akabom se be ya Ghana mampeni onjan baby ko Ghana mampeni odinka nkura osaje for Dr. Nkrumah na botele si neni so sanka obeka Africa nyina abomu no na de na do danko Akufo Addo de betudwa se Africa eye bibia se ombeka bo na ometime awie edumadi a Kwame Nkrumah fiase a wantime awie a odeko Nkrumah no na ntumenko tie de Ghana mampeni na do danko Akufo Addo eka na emra sisi a.
Mr. President, I'm contributing to this debate on a day that has special significance for us in Ghana. 21st September is the date we mark the birth of our first president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. He would have been 113 years old today, and it is worth recalling on this day the driving force of his political career, which was to contribute to the birth of a united Africa, that is the United States of Africa. We recognize today more than ever before the importance of the strength and unity of Africa, and we are working to shed that image of a helpless, hapless continent. There is a renewed commitment towards an inclusive and sustainable industrialization and economic integration. And the intensity of the challenges we face today is only matched like never before by the immensity of the opportunity before us. We, the current leaders of Africa, should be determined not to waste the crisis that confronts us. Incidentally, 2022 is billed as Africa's year to take action on food and nutrition development goals. We see the current geopolitical crisis as an opportunity to rely less on food imports from outside the continent and use better our 60% share of global share of arable lands to increase food productions. We have seen the devastating impact of relying on Russia and Ukraine for 70% of our wheat consumption. We have enough land, enough water, enough gas, and enough manpower to produce enough fertilizer, food, and energy for ourselves and for others. But we also recognize that we cannot do it all by ourselves. Our message to the global investor community is therefore this: Africa is ready for business. Africa needs you, and you need Africa. You need Africa because Africa is busily building the world's largest single market of 1.3 billion people. Soon we will have a customs union, and soon we will have a continental payment system that will accelerate and facilitate trade amongst ourselves. Already, goods and services are flowing more freely across our artificial borders. See Africa for what it is: the new frontier for manufacturing, for technology, for food production. That is why 6 years ago, I launched in Ghana the successful policy of one district, one factory, a policy with government incentives that has directly seen so far some 125 factories being set up in various districts across the country, leveraging on each area's competitive advantage. That is why 6 years ago, my government embarked on an aggressive policy of planting for food and jobs, which has helped our farmers increase their yields in folds. Indeed, we're recognizing that many of the things we import can be found or produced in Ghana or in other African countries. The African Continental Free Trade Area, whose secretariat is located in Accra, Ghana's capital, is driving intra-African trade and creating an unparalleled momentum for our continent's economic diversity and transformation. We know that industrialization is the way to go, and with the single market as the added incentive, we've taken policy measures in Ghana to add value to our natural resources. For example, we're processing more of our cocoa, refining more of our gold, and we're determined to exploit the entire value chain of our huge lithium deposits. We're busily building an integrated bauxite and aluminum industry and an integrated iron and steel industry, building new oil refineries, and have so far attracted 6 of the world's biggest automobile manufacturers to have set up assembling plants in Ghana prior to producing them in the country. In line with the African Union's Agenda 2063 and the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, Africa's ambition is to transform our food systems over the next decade, anchored in the Comprehensive Africa Agricultural Development Program and the Malabo Declaration on Accelerated Agricultural Growth. What we require now is support from the investor community for the rolling out of Africa's lucrative agro-industry, and for the community to see agribusiness in Africa as much more an opportunity than the perceived exaggerated risk, which has been the false but dominant narrative. In conclusion, Mr. President, on 25th July 2016, this Assembly adopted Resolution A/RES/70/293, proclaiming 2016-2025 as the third industrial development decade for Africa, with UNIDO tasked to lead it in collaboration with a range of partners. I believe it is time for the United Nations to take proper stock of this initiative and ask a few searching questions, recognizing what could have been achieved with greater commitment and focus. Working together, we can get our world back into a better and happier place. And thank you for your attention.
On behalf of the Assembly, I wish to thank the President of the Republic of Ghana for the statement just made, and I request protocol to escort His Excellency.
Not just say, dear Ghana Yaman Penny, Nanado Danko Akufo Addo, Addo Showboy, Addo Gaga, Addo Kutu Jano. Nanado dear, say Kasa top on Copa. Say the Nippon Nanobakina, no way ya, Nitisanka, Ghana dear, Kade Akufo Addo, Nanado Bayadi and Nkrumah Granti Minyemi. Nanado speech, Onokwa, the Ghana beyond 8. Oka mi se meti Ghana bio ni makoma mi si yes. Se na obo o kasa hunu no kasa nkwa. It is about time these political leaders, you need to you need to get rid of them, both NDC, NPP. They are not helping the country. Me na politics, but kasa nkwa Akufo Addo obe kasa say ya. Busily yan kasa bebre eto ye ala se nani de ka ohwe ya saka o aha nananom TV omodia subscribe why o subscribe we like comment na me notification man so ne kura no share na wonu ebi nso nye bi nhwe yadamase edin a me DJ so ani nana ya wasawe aka møcks medamase